Recently, I have been traveling, and that has led to some odd occurrences that would not have presented themselves otherwise. One of these happened to be the news. No, I was not watching the news, but an acquaintance of mine was. I happened to be in the room while he was watching, and between him talking to the TV and me trying to distract myself, I was able to make out what was being said by the so-called talking heads. The network was Fox, but you could easily replace that with any network, since it is all garbage. Regardless, Tucker Carlson had a guest on to discuss some new controversy. As the interview continued, it became clearly evident that this acquaintance of mine had watched a very similar interview on the controversy before. He then went on to yell at the TV against the man who was being interviewed, and then asked me if I knew anything about this. I, of course, did not, but don't worry. The TV was paused, and I became an expert in one-sided political opinion through the teachings of my acquaintance. The point I am trying to make, a point that has been made many times before, is that the news is a huge waste of time. Not to mention that the majority of it is fear-mongering and depressing. Your life is better than that. Chances are you are not going to have a plane land on your house tomorrow, or a storm level your city. Statistically speaking, those things have a very low probability of happening, but if you watch the news, you would think it could happen tomorrow. The news should not be a necessity in your life. Sure, it is there, just like cocaine and heroin are there. You don't need them in order to live. In fact, you could do a whole lot more living if you were to stop consuming the news. If you must get your news, then read it. Look on the internet and find out what you need. Don't make it a daily habit, not even a weekly habit, because unless the content is a matter of life and death, like a storm or a fire in your area, then you do not need the news. Go play with your kids instead, or read a good book. Those things will improve your life. The news will not. If you have made it to the end of the video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I also strongly encourage you to subscribe. You will definitely be missing out otherwise. With that said, do you still watch the news? Leave a comment below. I would love to hear.